Hey there, Mark Tremonti here at the PRS factory with my signature guitar that I'm going to show you today. To me, a great guitar is very reliable on tour. It's something you can always count on staying in tune well, always playing well, always bringing the best out of you artistically, creatively. And it's been my go-to guitar now for over 20 years and couldn't live without it. So my first encounter with Paul Reed Smith guitars was when I was working in a guitar shop in college. PRS guitars were new to the store back then, and we all coveted playing those guitars at the end of the day. We loved them, and never thought I'd own one at the time because I was just a college kid with no money in the bank, and I one day wanted to get myself a PRS, and then one day I did. I absolutely loved it, but it was something that I couldn't play on stage because I was so used to the configuration of the guitars that I had grown up with. So when PRS contacted me about playing their guitars, I kept on saying, well, do you have one that does this or does that? And eventually they said, well, why don't we just do exactly what you're asking for and create a signature model for you? And at that time, the only other signature artist at PRS was Carlos Santana. So it was a huge honor for me. I was just, I felt like I was just a kid, and that was such a huge opportunity for me. And one of the best days of my career was the day I opened up that case with that guitar with my name on the 12th fret. So it was a huge honor for me. When I first came to the factory to meet everybody, Paul is very much the same today as he was when I met him. Paul's a genius. He's a mad scientist, but he's a kid at heart too. He loves what he does. He's always tinkering with things, and he's as excitable now as he was 20 years ago. And I'm always learning stuff from him, and it's always fun to see him experiment with things. And I've gotten to work with him many times on many projects, and it's always a journey, and it's always a fun journey. So when we were designing my signature edition guitar, I wanted certain specific things. I loved the weight of the guitar. I wasn't into lighter model guitars that I'd played over the years, and I was into the single cutaway. I wanted a guitar with a particular neck carve, so we worked it out over the years, and we got exactly the neck carve you play today. And pickup-wise, when I was playing the earlier PRS models, they sounded great, but they fit more of a blues player or a rock and roll player, and I was doing more of the metal-influenced rock, and it needed to be cut a little harder for what I was doing. So what we did was they sent me 10 pickups. Each one was wound tighter than the next, and we got through 3 or 4 of them before we came upon the pickup that we have in the guitar till this day. And the pickup is something that's became popular in its own right. So when I'm playing live, I need to have my toggle switch up here, because I quickly know when I'm on clean guitar, I usually flip up to the neck pickup. Rhythm guitar, I'm usually on the bridge pickup. So when I'm doing a high gain, hard rockin' thing, I'm always on this bridge pickup. But for cleans, when I'm using my fingers, I like to have a nice, present, clean tone with this neck pickup. That's the perfect combination for a great clean tone. Another thing about the guitar that I really wanted to see happen was the trem up, where I could take the bar and, not just do dive bombs with it, but also, turn it backwards and do a flutter, or do whatever you wanted with the bars. So the Tremonti model is available with 2 options, the stop tail and the trem bridge, and I enjoy both, so we've made both available. I especially love to use the stop tail when I'm using alternate tunings, because the tuning will stay much more solid when you have that fixed bridge, but both are available at all times. So I've been playing my signature model now for over 20 years, and it's gone through very little change over those years. And I think if you've got something right to begin with, why mess with it? It's the way it is because it's a great instrument. Sometimes you'll take it for granted until you play one of your buddy's guitars, and you play it and it goes out of tune and you break a string. It's not intonated right. You realize when you get back to your instrument, wow, this is a perfect machine here. This is a perfect instrument. It never holds me up creatively. I think sometimes when you're playing a guitar that's difficult to play, sometimes it will throw you off your game. You won't be creative. You won't feel confident. This guitar makes me feel creative and confident all at the same time, and I can rely on it night after night. To me, it's my favorite instrument. I absolutely love it, and I think most people will if they give it a try.